We want to welcome today to our office Jordan Smith. He's the Chief Development Officer at the nonprofit organization Tree of Life. Welcome, Jordan.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you for coming today.
Thank you very much. Beautiful office.
Thank you. Thank you. Tell us a little bit about yourself, your background, and what did you lead to get to a Tree of Life? I know there's a story behind it, and it's your dad, which is we're looking forward to hear about that.
Yeah, well, I'm very grateful to be in this position as Chief Development Officer. So my role entails basically connecting to the community, making them aware of the need in the community, those that are in need, and coming alongside them and helping them in ways that the community can. If that's the business, a church, individual, family, grants, whichever way is possible to help come alongside those in need in our community. So I feel very honored and humbled to be in this role. Yes, my dad, you did mention that, he originally founded Tree of Life Ministries in 2008. It was a decision made out of a church that ultimately came together at a trying time in our financial history, and they made the decision to give 10% back to those in need locally, and that kind of set the way for Tree of Life Ministries. That's how it was birthed, and since that time we became an official 501c3 in 2012. And since that time, we've been able to connect with other churches, other organizations, other businesses, individuals and families, to go beyond just one church and one community to now all of Loudoun County, across each of our 3 regions, which is Percival, Leesburg, and our Sterling Ashburn office, which right here we're closest to.
Nice. So you were part of that from the beginning with your dad, or you came on board after?
Well, funny story. I at that time, 2008, I graduated high school, so I wasn't quite an employee.
I wasn't ready yet.
But I was a volunteer. So I remember actually hearing stories of need in Loudoun County, and to be honest with you, as some of you might feel as well, it's hard to believe that there is need in Loudoun County, but once you get out there and meet those in your community and needs you become aware of, and you meet these people in need, there's definitely need, and there are definitely opportunities to get involved. So I've been a volunteer for many, many years, and I've been grateful for that experience. And then it was in 2019 I made the decision to come on board and be a part of the team. So since 2019. How
wonderful to be working with your dad.
Yeah.
This is honor too.
It's precious.
I'm sure he's happy about that.
Well, I hope so. I mean, there's always that balance of your dad and your boss, but he's a great leader in both departments, and he's really a great leader for our organization, so we're blessed to have him in his role.
Tell us a little bit about Tree of Life, like what it is about, different program, who you are, guys.
Yeah, so Tree of Life Ministries is a Christian non-profit, and we exist to reach out to the poor and needy in the community with the love of Jesus Christ. That's our mission. And how we go about that is originally from the Gospel of Matthew, how Jesus was hungry and was fed, and thirsty and was given water, and in need in these different areas, and from Matthew 25:35. And we've taken that example and put it into ministry work, and it's across a 5-branch framework now. So food, life skills, healthcare, shelter, and relief, the 5 primary focus areas. And out of those 5 branches come out these different ministries across each of the communities. And we don't go into a community to say, you have this need, you have this ministry, but rather we understand the needs of the community, understand what ministries need to be in place, and rally around the community and volunteers to ultimately hopefully meet the needs of the community. So out of those 5 branches is now over 40 ministries across all 3 of the regions.
Wow.
So we have to give you an example, we have a food pantry in each of our locations. So that serves as one of our ministries where we get to collect food that's donated from the community and then directly deliver it to homes of families in need. They tell us about a need they have for food, and we rally around volunteers to go and deliver that twice a week to their homes, 2 to 3 weeks worth of groceries, which is really a humbling experience. It's quite a sight to see, but it allows us that first interaction and allows us to build a relationship with them, ask about any prayer needs they have, and then truly just understand holistically what are the needs to get to this point. So you've asked for food, but is there a healthcare situation? Is there a job situation that led you to this point? Holistically trying to address the needs and provide a handout, not just a handout.
So basically, you're not just kind of delivering the food. It's more of that. It's beyond that. You're also talking to the family to see if they need any other help in different way.
Exactly. It's building a relationship. You know, there's protecting dignity as well. There's something about delivering food to their homes and not allowing them just to come out to the streets and pick up food off the ground. It's protecting that dignity and building a relationship and understanding who they are and what their needs are, and then coming together as a community to support them. That's really, really important. And to be honest, anybody can be in need at any time. It could be yourself, it could be myself, and it's important that we're just there for one another and we can provide the right support. So this is the initial step. It builds a relationship. We get to holistically look at their individual situation and come alongside them.
How is your relationship? Do you do any communication with other? Do you communicate with other nonprofit organization in the community if you have a need and you can't do it at some certain time or anything like that? Do you reach out to other nonprofit in the community for help too?
It's a great question. We do that as much as we can. If we can connect to another local nonprofit that aligns with what we're doing and there's a way to work together, then we'll absolutely get behind that effort and support the community as a whole. So one prime example is one of our ministries, one of our branches, as I mentioned, is Life Skills. So under that is workplace opportunities. So helping somebody put a resume together or build up a resume, and we don't profess to be the best professionals at that ever. There's a local non-profit called Crossroads Jobs, you may have heard of.
Yep.
So they do that exceptionally well. So we work very closely with them and refer our partners, we call them, who we partner with, to Crossroads Jobs, because we realize they do that full time, they do it well, so we've got a good MOU with them and it works well. So we do that as much as we can. Other local pantries, other ways to collect food. We work with Loud and Hunger. Is a great example as well, and we work closely with them as much as we can. There's many examples, and we try and find ways to connect with the community as best as possible.
That's awesome. Anything you did accomplish this year and you are proud of?
That's a good question.
Or maybe something you did, guys, different this year from last year or the year before. We know that we just come up last year from a crisis. COVID was really bad for everybody.
So in our development, from the development department perspective, COVID really took a hit on some of the public events, the large gatherings. They kind of stopped for a few years, and people were concerned or didn't want to get back together in that kind of forum. But that's very much come alive again this year. So we're trying new ways, creative ways to bring the community back together as a whole and educate one another on the needs in this county. So we tried something new. We tried a donor engagement evening, so inviting select donors to come to an evening to hear about the latest of Tree of Life and the needs in the community, and that worked well. So proud of that in our department, of trying new things and again bringing the community together like it was once before COVID, and connecting people again. I feel like we need to be connected, we need to be talking, we need to be networking. You're very good at that.
Yeah.
So.
We have to.
Yes, we do.
Talk to us a little bit about the events you do during the year. I know you just had one, the golf event. I'm sorry I couldn't be there.
That's all right.
But so talk to us about several events you do during the year.
Yeah, so what you just mentioned is the Top Golf fundraiser. That's a fun way of us drawing attention to the needs in the community while having fun and raising funds doing so. So that's very much in our department here, but holistically across the year we have seasonal events that the community can get involved in. I want to highlight our annual summer giveaways, which is really fresh in our organization because they all just happened in the last few weeks. So we were able to bless over 1,000 individuals with free backpacks, free clothing,
How cool is
furniture,
that?
food. And this happened in Percival, Leesburg, and our Stirling region.
Wow.
And it was just such a huge blessing to be a part of that, to see the needs being met, but then to see the community get involved and respond. I mean, if you haven't been to one of those seasonal events before where we get to bless a bunch of people at once, then I highly encourage you to get involved and see for yourselves, because the people will come out. I mean, we had people lining up in Leesburg at 5 and 6 a.m. ready to receive
Wow.
items they need for their families. So
Wow. Wow.
just
That's amazing.
inspiring.
That's amazing. I can't not stop here and talk about Simple Bee Coffee,
Oh.
because I always stop there and I got the delicious coffee from there.
Yeah.
By the way, congratulations on the new move.
Yeah.
You have wonderful space there. Talk to us about Simple Bee. Simple
Yeah. So we recently were able to meet at Simply Be Coffee, which is one of our gospel enterprises, we call it. And this is really an opportunity for us to provide workplace opportunities and work opportunities for those that would otherwise not have it. So in this case, young people with disabilities or special needs, we can provide workplace opportunities for that otherwise may not have such opportunities. So it's really special. So if you are in Leesburg,
yes.
please go to Simply Be Coffee, or at least visit it and see for yourselves. You'll know exactly what we're talking about. You will be blessed.
And I love the new space.
Yes.
I mean, it's very, 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 very nice.
Yeah, and you were asking what we're proud of, I guess, this year. I mean, that was a big transition for us to move downtown and be closer to much of the population. So we're really proud of that, and the team there has done an excellent job. And we're grateful for the community that can come visit us. So if you haven't, please do come
Yeah,
visit
you gotta
us.
go to Simple Bee in Leesburg, and you got the best coffee
Oh,
in
thank you.
Leesburg.
Thank you so much. And then the clothing closet, which is just below it, we talked about briefly earlier, is another one of our gospel enterprises, which provides clothing to individuals in need for free with vouchers. So if you know of anybody in need, then please have them contact us, and we can arrange a time for them to come by our closets and shop with dignity. So as you and I might shop,
Yes.
that they have the same opportunity, not just to be given a bag of clothes and saying, I hope it fits, but selecting the clothes that works best for them and their family members. And that's really our answer to providing clothing year round. In addition to the annual big events that we can do, we see there's a year-round need for clothing. So wintertime, jackets, and summertime.
coats and-
Yeah. So we realized that, and so now we have 2 clothing closets, one in Leesburg and one in Percival. So I encourage you to go check them both out for yourselves. We can shop there at a very discounted rate, you'll see, and there's some great finds, as I think you saw
Yeah.
one of your friends wearing the other day.
Yep. Are you planning to maybe expand to Sterling, another shop, or no?
We're considering what we can do in Stirling. Again, it's community based, so what does Stirling need that there is not needs being met in Stirling? So we're examining what that is right now. If it's the clothing closet, then we can expand that. But I think we've just finished that move, so we're just trying to get that on its
We got
feet.
this on
Yeah,
feet
and then we'll determine what next.
So what key, well, that's probably part of the question I'm going to ask. What is the key thing you're trying, guys, to accomplish? I mean, we are on the middle of the year right now, but maybe 2023, 2024. What is your goal? What is your mission for the next year and a half?
Great question. So our vision is to expand the Tree of Life model into new communities, but we also see new opportunities for housing. Housing is one of the biggest needs in Loudoun
That's it.
County right now. So even if you have funding available, it's difficult to find the right house for yourself, or even with rates the way they are, it's a high price right now. So that's for if you have money. If you don't, and you're struggling to find housing for many families in need in our community, that's a real struggle. So we're making plans right now to expand our housing opportunities. If you don't know already, we have 5 apartments that we are able to offer to women and children who would otherwise face homelessness. So that's our answer right now. But we have the county services coming to us and saying, we have families in need that need housing. Can you provide it? And we have to say no right now, but we're trying to find solutions and options through the end of this year, but yes, as you mentioned, into next year, providing options for families in need that need housing. So that's a part of our vision moving forward. That's one of our focuses. But then expanding the Tree of Life model, as I mentioned, into new communities. So right now we've just expanded into Stirling most recently, but is there a need in another county or another city or another area that can benefit from such services? So we're looking at that as well.
You did mention about the 5 apartments you have. What is the term for a family can stay there, and what is the requirement? I know you did mention homeless. So how long they can stay on each apartment, the term, and how this will work?
It's a good question. So we call it transitional housing. So it's not permanent housing necessarily. It's to help somebody get back on their feet, provide that hand up, not just a handout. So right now we do service, are able to service ladies and a child or 2, depending on which apartment. And it's a 12 to 18 month program.
Okay.
Is what it is currently. Again, we work with local non-profits to understand who could best fit these apartments. And an example of us working with another local non-profit has been Laws, Loud and Abused Women's Shelter. So
they do a great job.
They do. So trying to connect with them, and we're getting referrals constantly. So we just have to determine what's best and who's best for this time. But the key thing there is, I wanted to mention this as well, we have an amazing set of volunteers that come alongside these ladies as mentors, and that's really key, because you don't just want to provide the housing and say good luck, best of luck, hope it works out, but provide the real support these ladies need, and they've probably been through some things that have been really difficult for them in their lives, and it's important that we provide that support, ongoing support, to help during the transition, to allow them to leave in a better place than when they entered. We're happy to say over 73%, I believe is the last stat, have left in a better place than when they've arrived, which is a huge success for us, and we'll continue to fight for those ladies and that effort.
That's very nice. That's a huge thank you for doing that.
Yeah, it's an honor.
What are you the most in need? We know we're going to talk probably financial, money, but what else?
Yeah, it's a great question. I encourage everybody, if you're not already, follow us on social media, on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, I know you mentioned. We try and highlight our needs weekly, so that can range from a variety of things. Our food pantries are constantly in need. Again, we can only give out what we receive from the community, so we try and make it as simple as possible, that there's lists provided each week. So if you're going shopping yourselves as a family, then maybe just take our list and pick up 1 or 2 or a few items for a family need locally. I think that's a really great idea. So food needs are continual. We provide community dinners as a part of our food branch as well. So each region has a free meal to anybody in need every single week. So in Leesburg and Stirling, that's every Tuesday evening, and in Percival, that's every Thursday evening. And why I mention that is because there's an opportunity for groups, families, businesses, maybe yourselves, to come and serve a meal together. And it's a really beautiful experience that you guys get to serve the meal, but then see the need and connect with people, and sit down with them and eat with them and understand where they're coming from. And, so I encourage people to be aware of those food item needs and food serving needs and opportunities. But across the board, there's so many different ministries. I encourage everybody to go to our website, tulministries.org, and click on the Want to Help, and that'll bring up a few different options of our immediate needs. But then long term, we have this thing called a VIP, or a Volunteer Introduction Program. So if you're interested in volunteering long term or within a certain ministry that connects to you and your heart, then I would encourage you to go to our VIP and learn about all the different ways we help in the community. And then really, because I could tell you, you could do this and you could be this, but at the end of the day, it's what's from your heart. Yeah, absolutely. I'm sure you've got your story and your background that would connect to certain areas in our ministry. So we always offer that opportunity to learn about all we're doing, and then you and your family decide what's best for yourselves to get involved with. So I direct everyone to our website, but I would ask that you follow us on social media. There's great ways for us to keep.
And you're very active too on the social media.
We try.
I always see every day almost you have a post. So everybody should be aware about what's going on too and what you do.
Thank you. Yeah, that means a lot. Our marketing team does a great job, and our team as a whole, just boots on ground in the community, do a fantastic job. So credit to our team for what they do.
And if you've never been to Simple Bee Coffee, I suggest very, very highly that, you know, to go stop by and have a coffee, and you even can have a book, because they have a couple of rooms and you can sit and open a book and read your book, and in the same time enjoy wonderful coffee made by disability people. I mean, this is great.
Thank you. That's a great plug, and yeah, do that, and you will be blessed. You will walk away thinking, wow, this is great, and you'll be grateful for the service you've had and the opportunity that was presented in our very own community with our very own neighbours. I think it's very important. So thank you.
Thank you, Jordan. Thank you for today, and thank you
course.
for everything you do in the community.
Yes.
And again, you know, if you know, they need help. Any nonprofit in the community need help. So, you know, he did share, but everything you can find also on the website.
Yeah.
If you would like to volunteer or any help they need on different way, it is on the website. Can you share again, please, with us?
Our website is www.tolministries.org, and then on social media, on Facebook, Instagram, on LinkedIn. Please follow us as well and stay up to date with what's going on. It would be a great blessing to just be involved, be aware at the very least of the need in the community, and see what we can do together about it. That warms my heart to think about that. So thank you.
Thank you, Jordan.
Appreciate it.